Baby carrots, and I'm thinking, what the heck does that mean? Apparently, he thinks he has really short legs, so he calls himself baby carrots. I'm 5'6", he's 5'8", and he's the baby carrots. So what am I, a little baby carrots? Coach Greg, in today's video is a Natty knot on Jojo. They call him Baby Carrot. He's from China. He's currently training in the United States, but he owns a gym in China. He's an IFBB pro bodybuilder, claims lifetime natural. No PDs, never. He's going to the Olympia. And so in today's video, we're gonna see, is he actually natural? Is he pulling a fast one on us? Is it possible he's going to the Olympia natural? Stay tuned and find out. And like Tristan Lee, he began as a soccer player, was hoping to make a career out of soccer. Unfortunately, he got injured, tore up his knee, had to give up the sport that he loved, but took up bodybuilding, started lifting weights and packing on a lot of muscle. And as you can see, 16 years of age, he doesn't have a ton of muscle. He looks normal, looks athletic, average. And so he doesn't seem to have the kind of genetics that are going to lead to a Mr. Olympia champion physique. But remember, he competes in men's physique, the smallest of the three divisions. He's going to the Olympia, but not for men's open bodybuilding, not even classic physique, for men's physique. And so it may in fact be possible that he is in fact natural. And check out this guy dance. Look at the moves he got. Looks like Michael Jackson. Have you seen this guy move? Imagine him on a bodybuilding stage doing all those moves. And so you see him at 17 years of age, had a very impressive physique. He's hardly been training, and look at the abdominals, the chest, the arms. Certainly above average physique for being only 17 years of age. And so by the age of 18, you can see he's putting on some muscle, taking advantage of those newbie gains. And age 19, he's just continuing to add muscle. He's only been training for a couple years. It usually takes about 10 years to get to your peak physique, to achieve your natural genetic limit. He's only 19 now. He got injured at age 16. He's currently 26 years of age. Probably at this point close to his natural genetic limit. And age 20, continuing to pack on muscle. He doesn't look like he's put on an absurd amount of muscle. Everything looks natural to this point. I don't see any year where he's gained a significant amount of muscle that looks to be not natural. And what he's saying, the injuries, the surgery, it may have been a blessing in disguise. He got hurt, injured, had to give up his dream, but then a new dream emerged. He was to compete in a bodybuilding competition. And so eventually decided to do a show in the NPC Men's Classic Physique, same division as Chris Bumstead. He was 187 pounds, hired a coach, was driving 6 hours to do check-ins. Imagine, has he ever heard of FaceTime? 6 hours each way, that's 12 hours of driving. That is a lot of driving. I wouldn't recommend you do that. I would get a coach closer to you rather than drive 6 hours each way to see your coach every weekend for check-ins. Be like, yeah, for this weekend, you can send me pictures on the iPhone. FaceTime. You don't need to be in person to coach people. Some of the best athletes in the world, Mr. Olympia competitors, are not living with their coaches. They can coach from distance. I coach people from distance. And so he started at 187 pounds. He's showing a before and after, 85 kilograms to 74. And so he competed in his very first competition at 163 pounds. I 100% think he did this show natural. And you see him posing on stage, thigh and abdominals looking amazing, 163 pounds. And guess how he did in his very first competition? He won the freaking competition. Good on him. Clearly had a future in this sport. And what did he do? Well, because he's not massive, he decided to switch to men's physique, the board shorts division. Not because he doesn't have fantastic leg development, but because the guys in men's physique are not as big as classic physique or bodybuilding. He could compete in classic physique or bodybuilding, clearly won the show, but he wouldn't make it to the Olympia because he's not big enough. Maybe if he decided to take and abuse PDs, but he wants to stay natural. And you can see he won the overall, and what I really notice and what really stands out is those obliques, the shreds, the definition on the side of the abs. That allows you to really stand out when you compete in men's physique. When you're a men's physique competitor, sure you need muscle, but what you need is a very tight and clearly defined waistline. And so he decided to become more popular, started making posts on social media, came up with a clever and cute name, Baby Carrots. And I'm thinking, what the heck does that mean? Apparently, he thinks he has really short legs, so he calls himself Baby Carrots. I'm 5'6", he's 5'8", and he's the baby carrots. So what am I, a little baby carrots? I don't know. To me, he's not that short. 5'8", to me, that's kind of tall. And at the age of 23, he decides to compete in his first pro qualifier, the amateur Mr. Olympia in men's physique. And examining physique from the front, he's clearly dominant. However, from the rear, I do believe that is his weakness. His lats are not excessively wide. He does have a great V-taper, in particular from the front, but not as strong as from the rear. And so when he advances in future competitions like the Mr. Olympia, he's going to have a hard time hanging with guys when they turn from the rear. After all, they say competitions are won from the back, and if so, I don't think he's going to win the show. And his first pro qualifier, guess what? He wins the competition. At this point, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe he's natural, but maybe he's not. It's very hard to tell. We don't know for sure, we can only speculate. If I had to guess at this point, I would say he probably took something. I would say, probably something. If I had a gun to my head, forced to choose, I'd say he probably took something, don't know what it is. Maybe a little bit of something, because he does look significantly better at the age of 23 than he did in his first competition. However, that is another year and a half of training, and you can build muscle from there. And if you remember, the newbie gains are over. He started training in his teenage years, and so he can't expect to keep building muscle at the same rate. However, he did hire a coach. Perhaps he taught him he was training wrong. Maybe not training harder than last time, with proper progressive overload. We don't know. Perhaps he learned how to diet and eat properly. So I can't say that he's natural at this point, but what he does in the future, this is why I believe that he's natural. And you can see competing 2016, 2017, he does in fact look better, but that may just be training harder and smarter and making natural gains. Some people have better genetics to continue building muscle than others. Coupled with the fact that he got a trainer, that could be what made the difference. However, what is kind of suspicious is his choice of trainer. Milo Sarcev, former IFBB pro and PD guru. If you want to learn what PDs to take when you compete, you would go and see Milos. He's currently training Regan Grimes. He's known for training the best, biggest bodybuilders in the world. And so after 10 years of training, he's 5'8", 175 pounds when he competes on stage. Off season, closer to 205 pounds. But that's in the off season when he's eating, trying to gain weight. On stage, 175, 5'8". I'm 2 inches shorter than this guy, and when I was competed at about the same weight as him. And I was shorter and natural. So do I think he could do this natural? Of course I think he can do it natural. He's 175 pounds and 5'8". But yet he looks incredible, but that's because of his shape. The small waist with clearly defined abs, wide shoulders, and a full-looking chest with lats that pop out from the front, it gives him the illusion of being bigger than he actually is. He competes against men who are much bigger than him, well over 200 pounds, but is able to beat most of them. And I see him lifting weights in the gym. I don't see crazy weights. He's not deadlifting 500 pounds. He's not benching 350. He's lifting normal weights that you would expect for a guy of his size. And so as you can see, such a full-looking chest, great arms and shoulders, he has all the right muscles in all the right places, giving him that illusion of having more muscle than he actually has. If you develop all the muscles that are the show muscles with a full and defined small waist, of course you're going to look amazing. And so this is why I think he's natural. His first IFBB Pro show that he wins is the drug-tested Ben Weider Classic. Drug-tested. As in, you test for drugs, and if you take them, you're not competing. He competed in a drug-tested show and won. And so if he was actually on PDs, I don't think he would choose to enter that competition. If you're claiming lifetime natural and you enter a drug-tested sport and you fail, that looks bad because you're not lifetime natural. It's one thing to say you're lifetime natural and another thing to compete in a drug-tested sport. He could have said, I'm lifetime natural and only competed in non-drug tested sports, then no one would know. But he chose to compete in a drug tested competition and he won the competition. And you're thinking, well, how could he be this good natural? How could he win the competition? When you win a drug tested competition, you're competing against other natural athletes. The competitors that he won were not as good as those he would compete in a regular untested competition. Case in point, he then competed in the Toronto Super Show. He got 6th place. He never won that show. He got 6th place. 5 competitors were seen as better than him. That's still amazing. Trust me, 6th place, whether you're on PDs or not, that is amazing. But he's going to the Olympia after winning a drug-tested competition. At the Olympia, they do not drug test. So my suspicion is at the Olympia, he's going to get last. Sorry, telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You want to hear you can be natural and be the best in the world and beat other non-natural athletes. If he was taking PDs, he could get bigger, leaner, more shredded. He's going to compete natural, and therefore, I don't think he's going to beat any of the competition. The rest of the competitors are winning shows against other non-tested athletes. So at the Olympia, I believe he's going to get last place, but hey, he's going to the Olympia, and just to be there, whether you get first place or last place, that is amazing. So props to him for being natural, staying natural, representing China, going to the Olympia. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IP Pro. Please watch the bloops. Watch one of those. Also, harder than last time supplements, including turkesterone. Tell them to take turkesterone. Put on more muscle than last time. Cookbooks, trading books, coaching plans by me and my team. The Circle Diet book. Comment for the algorithm. Subscribe and click the bell button. And until next time, I am out.